Good morning students. Today we are going to discuss LMTD method for counter flow heat exchanger. LMTD methods means what? LMTD method is the temperature difference which remains constant, or the transfer of the heat from the heat exchanger remains constant under the variable condition. So LMTD method gives the temperature difference, and by using this we can calculate the heat transferred through the heat exchanger. Though the conditions are changes, and at different specified condition we are testing the heat exchanger, it gives the same performance, or it gives the heat transfer rate is the constant. So during the LMTD method, the inlet condition and outlet condition of the temperatures are the known. Now in previous lecture we have discussed the LMTD method for the parallel flow heat exchanger. Now in today's lecture we are going to discuss the LMTD method for the counter flow heat exchanger. In parallel flow heat exchanger, the direction of the flow path of the hot fluid and cold fluid is the same, but in this counter flow heat exchanger you can observe hot fluid is traveling the path from the left side to the right side, and in the cold fluid which is surrounding the hot fluid pipe is traveling the path from the right side to left side. So the flow pattern is cross flow wise or counter flow wise. So here counter flow wise means the direction of the flow is opposite to the each other. Now here you can see the temperature distribution we have plotted. Suppose we are considering this is at section 1, this is at section 2, and we have plotted the temperature distribution along the area A. So at 1 the hot fluid TH1 enters and it goes from this direction. So you can observe over here. You can find TH1 to TH2. So we are showing the arrow. So here TH1 enters at this point and it exists at the TH2 point. Same way, cold fluid enters at point second. We are calling it as TC1, and it exists at point this point. So we are calling it as a TC2. Now the difference between the TH1 and TC2 we are calling it as a theta1. And the difference between the TH2 and TC1 we are calling it as a theta2. Now here this is the overall temperature changing in the heat exchanger. Now we are going to consider the small elemental area dA of the heat exchanger, and for this small elemental area we are considering the temperature difference between this point and this point, this small elemental area, dTc of the cold fluid and dTH and dH2 for the hot fluid. So this is small elemental area, and over this small elemental area the heat exchange is the dQ we are finding. So over this small elemental area, the rate of heat flow we are considering dQ is equal to UA delta T, or we are saying it is the temperature difference between the hot fluid and the cold fluid. So we can, as per our generalized heat transfer for the heat exchanger, we are writing the dQ is equal to U into dA into TH minus TC. Same way for this TH minus TC we are saying it as a theta. So we are written here TH and this is TC. For this temperature difference we are writing it as a theta, and we are calling it as a equation number 1. So during this rate of heat transfer while transferring from the small elemental area dA, the hot fluid is cooled by the dTH, which is shown over here. So this is the temperature reduces of the hot fluid, and which we are showing it is a dTH, and the cold fluid is raising its temperature, and the temperature increases of the cold fluid, we are showing it as a dTC. So we are finding the what amount of the heat is the transferred from hot fluid to the cold fluid. So the energy balance equation we are plotting for the hot fluid and cold fluid. So here we are writing for hot fluid. Hot fluid is giving the heat, so we are writing it as a negative sign. So dq is equal to minus mh cph dTh, and for cold fluid is gaining the heat, so that's why we are writing it as a positive. So energy balance equation, hot fluid is giving the heat to the cold fluid, so amount of heat transfer dq is equal to minus mh cph dTh. For this small elemental area we are writing. For cold fluid, mc cpc dTc we are writing. So this is the equation number second. So from this equation number second, we can write dTh is equal to minus dq upon mh into cph. And in previous derivation we have discussed mh into cph means what? It is the ch, coefficient of heat transfer of the hot fluid we are writing, and this is the minus dq as it is. So as dTh we are calculated for equation 3, same way we are calculating for dTc. So for cold fluid we are taking it as a positive sign, dq upon mc into cpc, which is equal to this mc into cpc is the cc. So here which is equal to dq upon cc. So we are calling it as equation number 4. So as we know, the dTh and dTc, we are taking the difference between these two equations. So dTh minus dTc is equal to minus dq. We are taking common outside the bracket, and remaining term 1 upon Ch minus 1 upon Cc. So we are calling it as equation number 5. Once you know this difference dTh minus dTc, we are going to substitute the dq value of this from equation number 1, and dq is equal to UA delta T, or d theta, we are calling it as a theta also. So dTh minus dTc, which is equal to minus sign as it is over here. For this dq we are substituting u into dA into theta. So u into dA into theta we have substituted, and this is the difference 1 upon Ch minus 1 upon Cc. So we have calculated dTh minus dTc, or for this dTh minus dTc, for this we can substitute here d theta also. Okay, as we are saying d theta, for this we are going to substitute d theta is equal to minus u dA into theta into square bracket 1 upon Ch minus 1 upon Cc. Now we are going to rearranging the term. We are taking the theta to one side and area to the other side, because this temperature difference and the area, these are the variables, and other terms are the constant overall heat transfer Ch and Cc. So we are rearranging the terms, and we are getting d theta upon theta is equal to u minus u dA into square bracket 1 upon Ch minus 1 upon Cc. We are calling it as a equation number 6. After observing this equation number 6, we are finding that this is the small elemental area changes, and we have to calculate it for the overall. Means at this section area is 0, at this section area is equal to A. So for overall heat exchanger we have to calculate. So we are going to integrate the equation between A is equal to 0 to A is equal to capital A. So after taking the integration we are getting ln of theta 2 upon theta 1, which is equal to minus UA into square bracket 1 upon CH minus 1 upon CC. So we are calling it as equation number 7. So the total heat transfer rate between two fluids, we can write Q is equal to CH into TH1 minus TH2, or we can say which is equal to TC into bracket TC2 minus TC1. So from this equation we can write for 1 upon CH term is the TH1 minus TH2 upon Q. Same way for this 1 upon CC, TC2 minus TC1 upon Q. So this is equation number 8, this is equation number 9. And we are going to substitute this 1 upon CH and 1 upon CC values in equation number 7. So we are getting equation number 7, ln of theta 2 upon theta 1 minus UA, and for this 1 upon CH we are going to substitute this term. This is the TH1 minus TH2 upon Q, and for 1 upon CC we are going to substitute this equation number 9 in equation number 2. So it becomes TC2 minus TC1 upon Q. Now here Q is the common in both the terms, so we are taking it outside the bracket. So minus UA upon Q, these terms we are going to rearrange. TH1 minus of TC2 minus TH2 minus TC1. So just we are going to rearrange the terms because we have to substitute this theta 1 and the theta 2 in this equation. So it fits as the TH1 minus TC2 is the theta 1 and TH2 minus TC1 is the theta 2. So equation modified as ln of theta 2 upon theta 1 is equal to minus UA upon Q into square bracket theta 1 minus theta 2. Now we are going to remove this negative sign, so we are going to merge inside the rectangular bracket. So ln of theta 2 upon theta 1 is equal to UA upon Q into square bracket theta 2 minus theta 1. Just changing the sign because negative sign comes inside the rectangular bracket. So after we are going to rearrange the term, you are taking to the other side and this term is taking into the denominator. So the equation becomes as Q is equal to UA theta 2 minus theta 1 upon ln of theta 2 upon theta 1. So this is the heat transfer between the counter flow heat exchanger we have calculated. But when we are comparing this equation with the Q is equal to UA theta m, we are getting that Q is the common, UA is the common, and this remaining term is the theta m, which is the LMTD, logarithmic mean temperature difference. So for the counter flow heat exchanger, theta m is equal to theta 2 minus theta 1 upon ln of theta 2 upon theta 1, or we can write theta 1 minus theta 2 ln of theta 1 upon theta 2. So we can observe the LMTD method for the counter flow heat exchanger. Once again I am repeating. So LMTD for counter flow heat exchanger, we are considering the counter flow here. We have plotted the temperature distribution in the area. Then we have written the rate of heat flow through area dA. So for this rate of heat flow, we have written dQ is equal to U into dA into bracket Th minus Tc, which is equal to U into dA into theta. We are calling it as equation number 1. So here we can observe that hot fluid is cooled by the dTh and cold fluid is getting heated up with the dTc while considering this small elemental area. Then we have plotted the energy balance equation for the hot fluid and the cold fluid, because hot fluid is given the heat to the cold fluid, and that we have calculated dQ is equal to minus mH into Cph into dTh is equal to mc into Cpc into dTc. We are calling it as a equation number 2. Next we have calculated dTh and dTc. So dTh is equal to minus dQ upon Ch. So Ch is the heat capacity of the hot fluid, which is mH into Cph, and dTc is equal to dQ upon Cc. So this is the heat capacity of the cold fluid. So here Cc is equal to mc into Cpc. So we are getting the dTh and dTc. So we are taking the difference between this dTh and dTc. We are getting, which is equal to minus dQ into square bracket 1 upon Ch minus 1 upon Cc. Now we are substituting the value of dQ from equation number 1, which is equal to U dA into theta. So after substitution, we are getting the dQ is equal to minus U dA into theta into square bracket 1 upon Ch minus 1 upon Cc. So for this is this heat transfer for the small elemental area. So we have to calculate for the total heat exchanger. So at we are considering 1 to 2. So here we have to taken the theta terms to the other side and A terms to the other side. So after integration, we are getting the total temperature difference along the area wise. So we are taking the theta to the left side, d theta upon theta 1, which is equal to minus U dA into square bracket 1 upon Ch minus Cc. We are calling it as the equation number 6. Then we are going to integrate the equation between A is equal to 0 to A is equal to A. After integration, we are writing the heat capacity, that is 1 upon Ch value and 1 upon Cc value. And after getting the 1 upon Ch and 1 upon Cc value, means heat capacity of the hot fluid and heat capacity of the cold fluid, we are substituting these values in this equation number 7. And after substituting in equation number 7, we are getting the amount of heat transfer Q is equal to UA theta 2 minus theta 1 upon ln of theta 2 minus theta 1. And while comparing this equation with Q is equal to UA theta m, we are getting the LMTD is for the counter flow heat exchanger is equal to theta 2 minus theta 1 upon ln of theta 2 upon theta 1, or we can say theta m is equal to theta 1 minus theta 2 upon ln of theta 1 minus theta 2. So keep in the mind, here flow is in opposite direction, and here theta 1 value is Th1 minus Tc2 and theta 2 value is Th2 minus Tc1. So this is the difference between the hot fluid and cold fluid flowing between the parallel flow and counter flow heat exchanger. So we have discussed the LMTD method for the counter flow and parallel flow heat exchanger, and these are the very much important derivations, because numericals for the LMTD methods are based on this type of the flow patterns. So that's all about the today's lecture. Thank you very much.